All right, fight fans, what's up? Let me just fix a few things here. Hey, it's perfectly framed. I got lucky. I don't know, my computer. It's smarter than I thought it was. What's up, Siberian? How you doing?
What up, Ami? What's up, fight fans? How you all?
Fight fans, y'all ready for some fighting? Barton
Yeah.
and OMGPOP. This is gonna be hot. What'd you think of Noun's interview?
Yeah, some good stuff there. I was surprised by the replay functionality, some progress made on that front. Yeah, no new commanders, big plus. It looks like they're finally listening to us, so steps forward.
Yeah, well, they've been listening, but yeah, that the Commander Snafu was like, ah! But I hope they continue to balance. We're gonna try to get Peter or Brayton on SNF, and we can really grill them about balance. They're fantastic, and they're both really great players. So I've always had faith in their ability to balance this game. Hopefully, we're moving in the right direction. We'll see about that on Tuesday. Tonight is all about SNF and Barton and OMGPOP. And now that I've got everything in gear, I would like to show everyone the path that they took to get here. So let's first have a look at the overall Sunday Night Fights fight card poster. Get some Stefan Fu going in the background. My man. Hopefully I didn't have his music too loud. I can blast it for you. Sorry, I had to blast it at him for a second because it's so cool. All right, back to the background it goes. This is the routes that the players took, and if you'll notice, OMGPOP faced Barton in Quali Tourney number 2, and 2-0'd him. So this is a rematch of sorts. You can see Siberian's name dotted amongst those brackets. Did you have a good time playing an SNF, Sib?
Yeah, I'm having a bundle of fun.
Are you going to play next week?
I'm not sure yet, Ami. I will keep you posted on that. Hopefully.
All right, well, I hope you do. I love that you stream your matches. That's always good fun getting eyes on. Let's just zoom in on the third quali tournament. The winner of tonight's bout will move on to face Von Ivan, who's already sitting there in the semifinals. He's probably watching tonight to see who his opponent will be. Will it be his clanmate BartonPL, or will it be OMGPOP, who he defeated in contender bout number 3? We had a very tough route for Barton to get here. He had to beat you, and then he had to beat Debem, and that series went 2-1, and Debem, I think, won the first game, and it looked like he was cruising, and then somehow Barton played the combo breaker and pulled a Wehrmacht win in game 3 to get here tonight. Were you checking those games out last week? Because I think, yeah, we streamed them last week.
Yeah, I was definitely there.
Here's the fight card. Got Barton with his fists up, the king of the trolls, my BFF, Mr. Notorious, against OMGPOP, who is now, he's like a seasoned SNF veteran. This is his third hack at it. He's been in every quali tourney. You know, representing Canada, can OMGPOP make this the one? He's the favorite. Having beaten Barton in quali tourney number 2 and having best of 5 experience, I would say he's the favorite. And then over there representing Poland is Barton, who is the underdog. We'll be trying to take a piece out of OMGPOP. Siberian, we got a lot of stuff today. We're going to be giving away commanders. We're going to be giving away skins. We're going to be giving away a copy of Rome 2 Total War at the end of the show. All you guys got to do to make yourselves eligible for that is press the follow button. Sib, you're an avid streamer. Why don't you hype your channel? And now you've got Twitter, too. Are you active? Are you tweeting?
I'm not tweeting just yet. I'm mainly active on my stream. People know me on coh2.org. They know me on Steam, so they know when I go live. But sure, if you want to follow me, go for it. Always welcome new followers.
I think between you and Helping Hands is like you guys are neck and neck as far as most popular coh2 streamer goes. So yeah, it's a familiar face. I'm very happy to have you on the show. Love to look forward to your analysis. Why don't we just get in game? It's almost an hour past the start time. Let's rock in here and boot up game number 1. I'm going in game now. I'm turning off Stefenfu. If I can remember the hotkey. All right, here we go. We're in game. I'm going to be following OMGPOP. He's going to be in blue. And if you will follow Barton.
Okay, sure.
He will be red today. Are you guys ready in the chat? Sib is Swedish. Sib's not Swedish. What are you talking about? Sib, tell us where you're from.
I'm Russian, guys. Come on, you guys all know this by now, surely.
But you live in England.
I do indeed live in England, yeah.
All right, here we go. We're ready to start game 1. Sib, would you like to do the honors and count us in?
Yeah, I'm at the 5-second mark.
All right, rock and roll. Let's do it.
2, 1, go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we go.
All right, well, we did the vetoes earlier, and let's see if I can remember them off the top of my head. Obviously, you can see that we're starting games 1 and 2 on Simoski Summer. Games 3 and 4 will be on Langrskaya. And if there's an ace game, we're going to move over to Simoski Winter. So the rest of the maps, the winter maps and Road to Kharkov, all got vetoed by OMGPOP and Barton. And then we did the coin toss. I think that OMGPOP called tails and it was heads, and he lost the coin toss, and so he wanted to be Soviets first, but he lost the coin toss, so he is playing Wehrmacht first, and we have Barton playing Soviets first.
We got nothing out of the ordinary here. Barton going for a typical free conscript start. He's rushing the southern fuel, hopping in the house to get a quick peek, see if there's any incoming enemies. Doesn't see anything, hop backs out, continues capping.
And the Wehrmacht player is progressing on the wings. No sort of rush strats. The Pios are just up in the corner. They didn't rush any house. So OMGPOP's kind of taking it easy. Now, Pop is well known for Tier 2 play and trying to get a flame half-track out. Have you faced OMGPOP and faced his flame half-track before?
I have indeed, yeah. It's a painful strategy if he's on top form, and a little mistake can cost you the engagement and effectively the game, so you got to be really careful. We got a skirmish up top. Barton decides he doesn't want to stick around and fight there, hopping into the house. Probably a wise move, considering he's outnumbered there.
Garrisoning the house using Ura. Cost him a bit of munis, but he won't take any damage at all. That squad is in perfect health, and look at OMGPOP, doesn't even want to deal with it, just moves his grenadiers into the center of the map, where they will find the next conscripts who have hopped in the church. They bash all the windows out. You can see the glass littered all around the center of Simoski, and they are surrounded by grenadiers. But it looks like OMGPOP doesn't really want this fight either. His northern grenadiers are going back to nick the house. That's a pretty slick move. He saw that the conscripts got out, so he's going to go over there and control that house. And his other grenadiers are sitting in the house by the exit to Barton's base.
Okay, so OMGPOP is thinking, all right, I've effectively gotten the upper hand up top by garrisoning the house, although he's ungarrisoned it, which is quite peculiar, and gone for the cutoff. But at the same time, his grenadiers are just going to sit here at Barton's cutoff and provide pressure. That allows him to bring up reinforcements quite easily without any risk of being caught off guard. Nice Molotov by Barton, manages to sneak one model kill in.
So out of the house they go, and as is characteristic with OMGPOP, we see him going hard for the cutoff. He's bringing his other grenadiers up. Soon he'll have 3 squads there, and he's going to re-garrison that house. He feels that the flames have gone out enough, and he's going to hop back in. And now that he's got Barton cut off from the north of the map, he is just going to fight and try to defend that cutoff. Barton's sneaky, though. He's moving his conscripts into the center. He's got his own fuel locked down. The engineers are guarding it. And he's trying to occupy other important houses in the center.
Yep, Barton's trying to return the favor here. You can see one conscript squad trying to decap OMGPOP, but OMGPOP's not having any of it. He's got a Gren squad ready to stop the decap.
All right, so they're both trading cutoffs, but Barton's fuel is connected. Looks like Pop's moving a Grenadier squad even down to cut that off as well.
Yeah, Pop really wants to choke Barton.
Okay, no tech yet from either player. We got 5 Grens. I'm sure you probably have 5 scripts.
Yep, you guessed it right.
That's the meta at the moment. These guys are playing to win. Can't blame them for it.
Barton, oh, here's a slight deviation. Normally you go for, oh, that's a nasty Molotov.
Yeah, Pop ate that one up. He kind of stutter stepped forward and then backward, and he wound up just taking the full brunt of that Molotov. He's going to switch really the weaker squad into the house, but really both of those squads are weak. And Barton has regained that point, so that connects him to the fuel in the north.
We're dying! They're shooting at us!
All right, Pop's Sonderkraftfahrzeug is on the way. That's my new favorite word now that I've learned how to pronounce it and know what it means.
Uh-oh. Barton went for a deviation of a build here. Instead of getting Healing Infirmary, which he is getting now, he decided to opt for a 6th conscript with Molotovs.
Oh, here they come.
So expect to see a flood of conscripts everywhere around Simorsky today.
All right, the half-track's on the field, and I don't know. Do you think he's going to make it to the front in time to reinforce these Grens? They look like they're almost cooked. I mean, 2 squads are down to 2 guys. One's down to 1 guy now.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he can make it if he micros back, which he's doing at the moment. Barton's preoccupied at the bottom with 2 conscripts. I'm not entirely sure why. There's a retreating Gren. I'm not sure what they were trying to do there. Probably harass him a little bit, but here comes the half-track to reinforce this front line.
It's going to make it in time to save these squads. They're really low on health. He does have flames instantly upgraded, and look at Barton hops right out of that church before it even gets to unleash. And now he's going to save these squads. Look at that. There go the big reinforcement pluses you can see on your screen. Everybody's getting more dudes. They're piling out of there. I don't know where do they hide them, Sib?
They got to hide him in the back.
They hide them in the trunk?
Yeah, I reckon so.
All right, these guys are back up to 4. These guys are back up to 4. And these dudes are almost ready. They're halfway there. Einsatzbereit, that just means that they're ready. It's funny, I know that from SpongeBob, because, you know, SpongeBob always says he's ready. My son's a big SpongeBob fan. And he goes, Ich bin bereit, ich bin bereit. That means I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Sorry, something for the German fans there. A little hallo.
Barton decided to get a Barton decided to get a guard squad, which is, I'm not entirely sure I'm confident with this decision. He's got 6 conscripts, so he's already invested largely in infantry. The Flamer half-track is mainly an anti-infantry vehicle, so it's going to be tough with all these grenadiers around.
It is indeed. You know, guards, I guess, would be considered a soft counter to a half-track, but they're not going to be able to get the job done alone. Do you already have 18 aids?
No, we haven't even started researching yet.
All right, well, it might require both and some kind of really fancy tactical trap to snare that half-track. As far as the opening goes, do you think that the Wehrmacht is pretty comfortable? I mean, Barton's still got fuel coming in.
Yeah, the Ostia are definitely looking very strong. The Molotov in our house is slowly ripping these Grens apart. We had OMGPOP just miss a mine Barton placed at the southern choke. But they're slowly starting to switch places with the houses. This half-track's in trouble if he sticks around for too long.
All right, well, the guards have range on him, and they try to fire from the house, but he's going to duck behind the church to get out of that. He's reinforcing his grenadiers. I mean, this is Pop's real forte, in my opinion, is not only, you know, like delivering the punishment with those double flamethrowers, but also just working his army with that unit and reinforcing in the field and just playing smartly with it and keeping it alive. I would never want to face it, Sib. I would never want to face it. I would crumble so quickly. He would just fry me with the thing. I would just lose my nerve and rage. Let's see how Barton does. Barton's got a lot better nerve than I do. That's one thing I've noticed about Barton. He's pretty cool and collected. He's a cool customer when it comes to these fights.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I don't see any panic moves. He's just researched 18-8, so I'm kind of assuming he's getting ready for an attack. He's still pushing south, stopping Pop from harassment, but we got some PGs coming in. This could be the deciding factor. Those guards are not going to last against the Panzer Grenadiers.
Okay, Flame Half-Track sitting at about 60% health. These guards, Garrison the Church, they're down to 2 men. They have to hot-foot it out. And it looks like, you know, if... Oh, look at the intercept. The intercept on retreat. He's going to try to murder him.
He's going to get a whole squad.
He did get a conscript squad. The guards survived. But that is a very big win for Pop. These guys were like the secondary on a football team, and they just anticipated the move of the wide receivers, and just like as soon as the ball was in the air, you know, they were just all over it. They picked those retreating squads off, and it looks like, you know, if Barton planned any kind of attack on that half track during this stage of the game, it just got squashed.
The issue Barton has at the moment is he's starved of manpower. Going with their 6 conscript, you effectively bleed so much unintentionally by having so many squads out on the field. You may provide a lot of aggression, but you just don't have the manpower to take, and that's exactly the problem he's facing.
What's next for Barton? Do you foresee, I mean, do you know how he plays Soviets and what tech he might go for? I mean, what do you predict from him?
Yeah, he's basically playing like he does all the time. He's chosen guards combined arms, so PPSH guards, howitzer.
You can see this conscript squad is upgraded already with PPSH.
Yep, I'm expecting a tier 1, tier 3 popping down, perhaps a tier 2 even. But we haven't got any signs of tech just yet from Barton.
Hey Sib, check out the church, man. It's still smoking from those flames. Ah, now it finally stopped. But it didn't look like it took a lot of health damage. I love the smoking buildings and the animations. If buildings can be tuned so that they function properly for gameplay, I love the aesthetics of how they function. I just hope that the gameplay gets tuned.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see the pain delivered by a half-track against an unupgraded conscript squad. And he's going to chase and try to get as much burning oil in on that squad as possible. Meanwhile, Barton throwing a Molotov. He's trying to chase these Grens out of the house by his cutoff point.
It's not looking great for Barton. I mean, Pop hasn't contained at the choke, and he's just using this Flamer half-track to dash in and out around the map, pick off and win any engagements, and then just pop back in and reinforce the squads. Barton doesn't have a chance on an opener to actually engage it properly.
It really is about how you time the attack. I mean, we've seen, we saw Von Ivan take out OMGPOP's half-track in a just prime dramatic moment of Contender Bout number 3. It was one of my favorite moments of SNF Season 5, where he just barely, with small arms, was able to knock out the abandoned vehicle. Do you remember that moment from 2 weeks ago? And it's like that's what it's going to take to beat Pop's half-track. Now, Barton did get an 18-8 in, and so it has a crit, an engine crit, but it looks like he'll be able to repair it. And I think that if you don't kill that thing, it's like a slippery slope, and eventually OMGPOP will overwhelm you. He's got an Ostwind on the way.
Okay, we're in trouble. Barton is only halfway done to build in tier 3. He's gone tier 2, tier 3, which is a solid choice, I feel, but it might be a bit too late.
Okay, we can see Barton's fuel is at around 80, so he could get a T-70 out, but the Ostwind will own that unit. So, I mean, he would have to wait to try to get a T-34. He's going to need help to deal with the Ostwind. And, you know, how's he going to do it? Is he going to get an AT gun? You said he's hurting for manpower still. We can see here that he's, you know, in the double digits on manpower, while Pop is comfortable with 300 or 400. I mean, he's going to have a second tank out soon.
Yeah, well, this is the trade-off you kind of make by going 6 conscripts rather than 5. You just can't afford to take, and you end up falling behind.
All right, this is going to be a tall order. Look at Pop's perfect manicured half-track, this tip-top shape. He's always had Pyos there to repair it whenever it gets hurt. He's still using it to reinforce Grens at the front line. And, you know, Pop has got to be the Wehrmacht player that retreats the least.
Yeah, it seems like he's had a solid portion of the map, and he just hasn't been shaken by Barton at all.
All right, here comes the big bad Ostwin. He's licking his chops at all this infantry at the front line.
Barton hasn't got enough to start using the T-34.
Look at
might
those
be
shots.
even
Look at those shots. Oh, the humanity. One
This is
squad is
painful to watch.
forced to retreat. Now he's working on the guards. Look at the damage. The health of that squad falls rapidly, plummets. And the Ostwind getting hungry, chasing them all the way back, and work on this retreating squad as well. Yikes!
This is brutal.
I think one of Barton's fortes is his unit preservation, but he just does not have the tools at the moment to deal with that big beast.
Definitely not. His T-34 is halfway done, so he'll be able to fend off the Austin for a little bit, but at this point of the time, Pop
You do
is
have a
looking
T-34
comfortable.
on the way. That's impressive.
Yeah.
All right, so
But-
Barton has a chance yet. I mean, that's
He
a good,
does.
solid counter. It's not like Pop has a really good counter for the T-34. You know, I mean, he's got 2 Panzergren squads, so he could get Shreks. But right now, he's making infantry upgrades into his base. He's going to put up a medic station. So this T-34 might be a nice little shock unit. Let's see how it fares.
Here comes the T-34.
He's still got to worry about Faust.
Pop tries to pop some tellers.
He's not. Those mines are nowhere near done. Oh, look at the T-34 popping some kills, and it would be nice to get rid of these rascally Pyos because those are the only Pyos that Pop has. So if Barton could take them out, that would weaken Pop's force considerably.
If I were Barton at this point in time, I would have to chase the Austin. He's got no choice. I mean, the Austin is fairly well guarded by Brent, so there's a Faust, but at this point in time, you just can't sit at your cutoff. You're bleeding, you're hurting from manpower, you can't afford to take these kind of losses. And we got Shreks in the house now, so that T-34 is going to be rendered useless.
I wonder if he can move it to the wings and at least defend that Western VP that he still controls. Barton
that'd
also
be
is
nice.
good with his repair squads. You can see both these players with elite tactics. Their Pyos and engineers are right behind their tanks. I think new players can learn a lot from their unit formation. Infantry at the front, leading the way. Tanks. Workers behind them repairing. Those Shreks sure make a howl when they fire out of these houses. These
they
Panzer
do.
Shreks. They're working on infantry now, getting some splash damage. Both teams are repairing. The Ostwind's getting a little bold. We're gonna have to take a look. Maybe pick off the combat engineers.
Oh no!
Nicely done. The stick and run. The combat engineers are down. Do you have another squad?
Nope.
All right. And it is the conscript squad coming back home.
Light army is attacking!
Yeah, it's not looking great for Barton. We don't have any manpower. We're sitting on 40 fuel. There's not much you can do at this point in time. His best effort is to avoid this cutoff and simply push top, as you say, try to secure some sort of ground to prevent this triple cap.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
All right, he's moving infantry up.
Taking
Are you
fire!
going to rebuild
Very good, we've done it!
combat engineers? I mean, you kind of
Yeah.
have to, right?
He's just started rebuilding them.
But, you know, this game, Pop has a strong advantage, but I think that it goes a long way to just respect that maneuver that he pulled with an Ostwind. An Ostwind is pretty much hard countered by a T-34, but he knew the combat engineers were getting weak, so he went into a bad situation, picked them off, and then ran back out again. I think that's something that a lot of newer players might not have the guts or the wherewithal to pull off, so I just wanted to highlight that move as something pretty damn cool.
Too close!
Yeah, we got a squad wipe on the right-hand side VP. Barton takes an A to the face and then proceeds
Ouch.
to lose 2 models. Meanwhile, the Ostwind is just still going to town on all these infantry.
It has 18 kills. And yeah, if the infantry get too close, they run into the double flame jets of the half-track and the main gun of the Ostwind.
Standing by.
And the issue Barton's facing at the moment is these PGs can just pop out of the building. Even if they lose 2 models, they can just reinforce, pop into the church. The Austin will always have some sort of AT support because the houses actually increase the range of the fragments. So Barton is hard pressed. He can't just charge
Look at
wherever he
that.
wants.
He just did it. Pop just hops in, delivers the Shreks, then hops out. Barton's
Yeah.
really pro though. I mean, he's trying to target down the house. Like he's got time to do that, right? There's an entire Wehrmacht force at his doorstep, and he's having to like attack ground on the house. Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the damage.
Yeah, it's brutal. These conscripts are caught out of position. They're in trouble.
Well, they were trying to execute a flank, but they're just not strong enough by themselves to get any work done.
Yeah, and we have a tiger on the field, so I see. So that's
hello.
probably the nail in the coffin. Oh, Austin's getting awfully low himself. But he's got combat engineers nearby. Once again, OMGPOP showing he can reinforce in the front lines. He doesn't care. He knows he's got a sizable choke on Barton, so he's comfortable.
Here's a stat I'd like to see that I bet Relic didn't think of to show us. Units reinforced from a half track. I would love to know how many grenadiers have popped out of the the trunk of that thing.
Yeah, it must be pretty unfeasible by now.
I mean, it has 11 infantry kills. The Ostwind has 25. And now the Tiger's here to, like you say, put the nail in the coffin, pound it in. An impressive, flawless, if you will, performance from OMGPOP as Wehrmacht in Game 1.
Yeah, he had a few resistances in the early game, but I feel Barton's major mistake this game was going 6 conscripts rather than 5. He overcommitted to the infantry and it didn't pay off.
And his attack against the half track, if you even want to call it that, was kind of mistimed. He wasn't strong enough to get it done. There was a moment before the half track arrived where he almost chased those grenadiers out of his cutoff point. You know, and that was really close. One guy was down to 1 squad, the other were down to 2 squads. All of them had super low health. If he had been able to get them to retreat before the half track made it to that position, it would be a completely different game.
Yeah, I think Barton is just stalling for time. This AT gun isn't really gonna do anything to the Tiger. He can't even repair his T-34 in time. The Austin's back to full. Pop has the entire map. He's sitting comfortably in buildings, just waiting for Barton. Alright, Tiger's backing off a bit.
We have frag bombs and the ammo to launch them. So if the army wasn't enough, let's see if Pop sends them in just for our viewers who love big explosions, me included.
Yeah.
He's got stuff everywhere. Look at this. He's camping the right VP with an MG nest, just locking everything down to make sure Barton does not drain a single extra VP off Pop's ticker. Pop ends here, if this is the end, with 465 VPs. That's something to note. In a best of 5, as we saw 2 weeks ago, I was wondering, you know, if Pop would be more VP conscious. And I mean, it looks like he is. If I figured if he learned anything from 2 weeks ago against Von Ivan, it was to be more conscious of the VP situation.
Oh, what a nasty grenade down south. Barton just loses the whole conscript, and this one's going to go down to the PG. That would be it. He's down to
Yikes.
1 conscript. So they might go for a ram, but again, that's not going to do much. He's looking at a 40%, roughly around 40% of the ram actually being successful on the Tiger from the front. Might pick up the Austin, but he's going to lose his T-34 in the process.
Ostwind might check out with 30 kills, but look at Pop backing out. They try to save it, and looks like the first T-34 is out of control, in a blaze, and the Ostwind is down, so moral victory for Barton. At least he killed that darned thing. He's chasing the Tiger back with his AT gun, too. It's not bad.
No, but the infantry's on its way. Barton,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once the infantry comes, everything's going to get a lot harder. Whoa, nice first shot from the T-34, killing 2 grenadiers.
There we go.
Here they come. Here they come from the flank. The poor AT gun is running for its life.
We can pull down Ivan with our UMG Granada!
Wow, these bundled nades. That's the third huge bundled nade from OMGPOP. I missed the first two, but I got that one.
Yeah, the button's been taking them right in the face. It's not looking pretty.
Our elite force has been promoted. Panzer! They're taking Panzer fire! Grenadier down!
Oh, careful, careful. Alright, he got lucky there. There's nothing button can do at this point in time. Tiger, Flamer half track still up, infantry superiority.
We've been spotted!
You can see that Barton's kind of playing for Vips. He knows that the drain's important. If he can just get one infantry squad to the center and kept the center BP, that's what he's fighting for. So he's giving it his best effort.
Yep.
Hit the dirt.
Pop is being okay. He was being awfully greedy with that PG squad.
It's just carnage now, right? They're just trading blows. Dudes are dying left and right. It's like non-stop XP flowers.
2 pioneers versus 1 squad of combat engineers, which needs reinforcing. Barton's, yeah, fighting a losing battle.
He tried to nade the Pios. They avoided most of it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, you kind of have to panic, and that's exactly what Barton doing. He's just throwing manpower wherever he can. He just called in another guard squad to try and get as many VPs down as possible, but his T-34 is out of action. His AT gun is dealing decent damage to the Tiger, but with 2 pioneers there, that's not going to last very long.
And here comes this pack of elite German infantry, triple vet, Shrek'd up squads. You know, we saw often Pop go Shreks against Von Ivan's sort of 2 T-70s 2 weeks ago, and those Shrek squads always failed. They never quite got the job done. You know, on the Langreskaya game, they weren't able to protect the pack. On the Samosky games, they weren't able to stay strong or stay on the field at the key moments. I remember them like rushing into the church with 1 guy and then get taken out. But in this game, we got triple vet, 9 kills, and they've delivered a hell of a lot of great Panzerschreck shots. So that's another sort of gauge, the effectiveness of Pop's Panzer Grenadiers. If they're effective, he's probably going to win. If they're not, he might lose.
I feel this map is very strong for Panzer Grenadiers and Shreks. There's so many buildings you can hop in and out of that they become such a threat.
Let's see if they pull the trick now, even with this building on such low health. And that AT gun there that could try to take it down. Okay, Pop's,
there's no need to risk it.
Yeah, Pop's not going for it. He thought about it. He was right next to the door. He considered hopping in, but then he's like, nah, I don't think so. Long range nade launch is no good. Barton hits the dirt. He's trying to work on this other triple vet LMG squad. And then quickly retreats. Oh, and that is that. At 9, Barton throws in the towel. We never got to see the fragmentation bombs launched. I was kind of looking forward and hoping for that. But here are the heroes of the match. We don't have the Ostwind around to show him and his 30 kills, but these Grenadiers in this house were studs. They delivered so many big blows and bundled nades and everything else, and of course this half track with 11 kills and surely more than a dozen reinforces, maybe 20, I have no idea. That was a good game. Siberian, stick with us. I'm going to run the Axis wins, and we'll come back with game 2 right after the break. See you guys soon.